Yeah, I quite like that they have the power struggle between Lydia and Boris. It really kind of brings the monarchy to life in a way that it wouldn't be if it was just Rurik. Islamic Republic of Kostanay defeated the Kazakh the Kazakh Soviet Socialist Republic. Meanwhile, what's going on over here? It does look like Komi is winning. So Samara is Vlasov, which is fascist. Komi is a liberal democracy. Kozygin, grim pragmatist. And then we've got the West Revolutionary Front with Zhukov. Oh, Zhukov's still around. I did not realize that was Zhukov in charge. Okay. Previously I would have said Komi, but now I'm like, I quite like Zhukov. West Russian Revolutionary Front. I still haven't found Wrangel, though. I am disappointed by the fact that I've not found a Wrangel. I mean, he might well be dead already, but... Wrangel! The Kazakh Socialist Republic. You can never have too much socialism. I wouldn't be that surprised if some socialist entities called themselves the Socialist or the Super Socialist entity. Islamic Republic of Kostanay declared war on Pavlodar. And we have finished administrating to the country. So now we need to make a decision. Bureaucrats from the unions, which will greatly increase Yuri's influence. And will replace the state-controlled trade unions with non-socialist trade unions. So stability will go up, production efficiency will go up, factory output goes down, dockyard output goes down, poverty monthly change goes up. So it improves the poverty issue. And that is a big issue for us. And also the industrial expertise. However, authoritarian democracy will also grow stronger. And bear in mind, we are a despotism. We are a monarchy. Or we can promote the local boyars, which will increase despotism and also greatly increase the influence of Princess Lydia. So Lydia is saying, Princess Lydia understands the many opportunities within the Ministry of Internal Affairs, namely the lack of support held by the aristocracy amongst the rural populations. By appointing certain boyars or prominent nobles who have exemplified allegiance to Lydia, the ministry will serve as a tool for silencing democratic elements and further cementing the princess's power. Complaints against abuses of power and corruption will, without a doubt, flood the ministry. However, the bureaucracy will be rendered inefficient by them and forced to rely on less pleasant means of controlling these new provinces. Finally, Prince Yuri will protest the blatant attack on his support base, but let him shout. The ministry will all but assure Lydia's power. So this is very much Lydia angling as the new successor. Or we've got Prince Yuri has decided to exert his influence over the prominent officials and nobles to expand the Union's power. The Ministry of Internal Affairs has so far only accepted bureaucrats and extensive connections, thus limiting public representation. The aristocrats currently command the ministry and have been focusing their efforts on private enterprises, while leaving the rural villages out to dry. By reducing application requirements, officials can be recruited from the unions directly. Additionally, this will greatly expand Prince Yuri's power base, and give him virtually complete control over the administrative affairs outside of Kemerovo. Although the kingdom has its roots in social institutions, the nobility fears such a cutback on their powers, further ostracizing the divide between the two siblings. Does the big question mark mean Yuri's an idiot? I don't think so. Not in this instance. I mean, this is just such a blatant attempt to secure power, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, high authority basically means that the handover of power will be easier, and Kemerovo will maintain control more easily post Rurik II. But the reforms are also a good thing, so it's a difficult choice. And as such, the Sobor must speak. And I'm going to need the Sobor to show their voices once again. So we're going to say bureaucrats, if I can spell bureaucrats from the unions. Or local boyars. Not boyars, but boyars. I'm going to say union bureaucrats. Okay, and the vote is up. So the Union Bureaucrats is a vote for Yuri. In fact, I'll add that. Yuri. And this one is Lydia. And begin. Vote, vote, vote. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. Vote is up. I am curious. Yeah, the boyars would basically be securing our authority in charge of the nation, whereas the bureaucrats would be reforms which are more pro-people, but it will also make our authority a bit more shaky. Does this mod require any DLC? That I am not sure. If you type in !mods, that will take you a link to... In fact, did I create a link to this mod? No, I don't think I did. But it's on the mods page. So !mods, that will get you a link to the mod via that page, and you can read it for yourself, because it will probably say there. Okay, so... interesting turn for the books, actually. First of all, I want to say that Sev has contributed 7,000 channel points. Thank you very much for that. And Coolsign Slinky has contributed 550 bits. What does that mean long term, however? Well, on one hand, we have the Union Bureaucrats under Yuri. On the other, we have the local boyars under Lydia, and Lydia has got 36% of the vote, meaning that the Union Bureaucrats for Yuri have won with 64%. So we are going to go with this choice. Alright. Ooh, Magadan has cut Irkutskin too. That's not good for them. Meanwhile, what's happening here? Komi seems to be losing ground to Samara, while Komi is still beating up the Western Russian Revolutionary Front. That's not going to bode well for poor old Zhukov. Playing Far Cry 4 last night reminds me of Sable and Amita power struggle for Kia. Yeah, I can see that. The battle for Barcelona. Shocking scenes have emerged from the growing crisis in the Iberian Peninsula as uncontrollable political violence threatens to spread across the nation. Catalonia has seen some of the worst fighting between political dissidents and government forces, who have been clashing day and night for the region's capital. In scenes eerily reminiscent to the Spanish Civil War, barricades were manned once again, and neighbour was put against neighbour as ideological leanings took over the lives of Barcelona's residents. For the moment, the radical leftist trade union known as CNTFAI and his sympathisers have wrested control of Barcelona and are now set for a bloody prolonged struggle against a counterattack from pro-government forces. It's a tale as old as time itself for Spain, as the nation plays out the bloody tumultuous years of the 1930s once more. Iberia's test has come. Or not. I don't see where the CNTFAI are. They seem to have forgotten to actually rise up. Overslept, probably. Finally, we can get the AK-47 and be only 7 years behind time. Rifle improving upon the shortcomings noticed in the Second World War, less complex and more reliable. This rifle can be modified fairly easily to meet the demands of the environment it is serving in. Do it. Do it now. Iberia needs a Yuri. Or a Lydia. Honestly, the weaker Irkutsk gets, the better for us. You're not wrong. Yeah, the longer these civil wars take, the better. Although it does look like the Divine Mandate is going to be coming out ahead because of the chaos down here. Oil processing, finished. Excellent. So that means that we can now get 2 of those in each state. I think we should now go for the 1965 construction. Except for the fact that is pointless. No, we should go for more military upgrades. Let's get support weapon 3s. Yeah, infantry, defense, and breakthrough. While maintaining and improving reliability of machine guns, we can also experiment with higher firing rates to ensure the lethality of a constant stream of bullets. So Salazar is out. That's a good question. Yeah, Franco's back. Greater influence than Salazar. So Salazar, if you remember, had a leader modifier which was greater influence than Franco. Division training time -5, recruitable population 2, division recovery rate 5, attack and defense for the divisions. Oh, nice. So I do wonder what on earth happened to CNTFAI. Bureaucrats for the unions, done. So now we can assemble a new Vesh. King Rurik has decreed the creation of a Vesh, or a council. Unlike the Zemski's Sabor and the ministries, the Vesh serves advisory roles, including war planning, building layouts, and will help with the political maneuvering around other factions. The Vesh will consist of those who have proven their worth to the Tsar in the past, and hopefully those with an allegiance is to Rurik rather than his bickering heirs. The Vesh will meet off record in undisclosed locations and therefore has no legal power. But, due to its constitution, it will be one of the most influential organizations in the Young Kingdom. So, political parties' laws becomes controlled opposition, which grants daily political power up, stability up, and ideology drift defense also goes up. So let's take a look at that. Social... No, political. That was for controlled opposition. Yeah, so we're going for the one-party state. So our political power gain will go down, but the stability will go up. So we're actually becoming slightly more democratic. I sense Yuri in this. Democracy returns to Italy. Surprising news came from Italy today, as former Duce Galeziano Ciano announced his resignation and dissolution of the National Fascist Party, or the PNF. These actions of Ciano, while surprising to the uninitiated, are what experts agree is the culmination of a long decay of fascism in Italy that began before the death of Mussolini. This decay was undoubtedly accelerated by Ciano, who sought to dissolve the old system as he saw it would only bring ruin to Italy given time. While there are still those in Italy who oppose this, Ciano's victory at the Verona conference gave him the necessary mandate to ignore and sideline his opponents, leaving very little official opposition to his implementation of democracy. The Italian people now prepare for their first election in decades, and it's already obvious that there is much excitement throughout Italy at the prospect. As fascism dies where it was born, the world looks on to see just who will become the first leader of this new Italy. Democracy shines in the Mediterranean once more. That's interesting. How's Germany going to see this? I suspect not well, not with Bormann in charge. The Ural military district has defeated the Siberian Black League in the war. Was that you? No. Ural. Sverdovisk. So we have a new neighbour. The Ural military district declared war on the thief territory of Yugra. What? The thief territory? According to whom? And where are they? I'm not seeing this supposed thief territory. Up north. Oh, there it is. Yugra. Wait. Oh no, it's not them. It's them. Yeah, it's these two. I was thinking it was these guys. Sorry. Yep, Yugra. Vori Zakon. Yaba Yosiliani. Interesting. No focus for him. How's the training of this army coming along? It's coming along. And that's almost enough army experience to get another APC in my armies, which is going to be good. Wait, did you level up? No. You did. You've got level 6 attack now. Damn. Oh, and infantry expert. Finally. Okay, that's a big boost. Hell yeah. Trickster is still a ways away. With just one tank, I doubt that you've been promoted. And then Anna Kostur also hasn't. How are we? Ukrainian heroine. 52 billion GDP, 2.9 billion in debt. So debt is, I mean, they're rising about the same speed at the moment. Right, and we can also invest even more into our economy. Worker training, it's got to be that one. That's another moderate increase to GDP. So let's train the workers. The People's Republic of Magnitogorsk declared war on the Ural League. Go on, Magnitogorsk. Let's show us what you can do. Supply and chain reinforcement. So that can lead to faster military factory construction, but I don't think that's really important. So I'm going to go for the strategic cycles and probably concurrent frontal assaults. Because we have no construction. We can't build anything. Always being on the offensive will quickly wear out our forces, and always being on the defensive will ruin morale. We can make our strategic objectives easier to grasp and therefore easier to carry out by placing them into a cycle. We will attack along the line, hold stabilize, and then attack after letting the enemy whittle themselves down uselessly. That's Hearts of Iron for AI in a... that is just the Hearts of Iron for AI, right there. You push, they try to push back, you whittle them down, and then you push again. How is the negative modifiers? We're a May, so we're still not getting rid of that. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. So overextended administration is getting weaker. Consumer goods factories are down to 10%. But I suspect that's still not enough to actually, build anything. Pakistan becomes independent. I was wondering about Pakistan. Since India clutched its independence from the grip of chaos following the Second World War, it is considered something of a powder keg to the international observers. Marred by issues of ethnicity, religion, ideology, and circling foreign vultures, the upstart nation has very much on its plate. Specifically brutal amongst these problems was the infamous division between the Hindus and the Muslims, a state of affairs that has finally, albeit chaotically, been resolved today. Fearful of perpetual Hindu domination, the northern Muslim minority has seceded in its entirety, declaring a new state known as Pakistan. Migrations to and from Pakistan have begun in earnest across the subcontinent, as have particularly brutal incidents of violence. Spectators are divided on this development, with some worried about the increasing violence gripping the region, and others praising the solution to the long issue of religious tension. Time will tell what reaction India and her neighbours will exert. Interesting. When industry and poverty rating upgrade, you'll be set. Yeah, our state is going to be super strong when that happens, because we're just completely set up for, like, massively increasing industry. Okay, so we've assembled the new Vesh, which could also be seen as assembling the new Kresh. This would change tax rate. Change tax rate to medium taxation. Change income taxation to low income weighted. Tax rate law to medium. I thought we were already on medium, aren't we? Yeah, we are. So that doesn't change. And this will become low income weighted. So taxes is going down. Stability's getting better. GDP to budget. Yeah, that's losing money. No. Nope. Not yet, anyway. And that doesn't change the administration burden. That one does. So that one we can probably do. So we really don't need the political power right now. Or we could have another poll for this, but I think I'll save that for next time. So, instead, I think that we're going to go with the install regional posadniks. Because I don't think we necessarily need the decrees, although that extra 5% stability would be good. I mean, that stability is slowly but surely climbing upwards again. but we'll do this. It is a grim truth that we simply have too much land and too few nobles. Although the aristocracy is able to govern population centres and production capitals, they are not enough for the smaller villages, which now constitute a larger part of our new kingdom. King Rurik II has decided to reinstall the old possednik system, absent in Russia for more than 500 years. These bureaucrats will rule eastern towns, help assimilate the local populace, and can be granted temporary leadership by the nobles. These administrators will answer directly to the king, but are elected from existing minor nobles or exemplary officers. Okay. Side Drizzle, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. And Metgath wants me to drink some tea 20 minutes ago. Sorry about that. I'll take it though. And yeah, because I started everything late today, I'm going to go for another 10 minutes or so. Just FYI. Rendon to Rurik is bugged to make things worse. Okay. There are so many Wrangles. Who is this? I was reading a bit on Wiki to say 22 Wrangles died in the Battle of Poltava. Peter Wrangle, also known as the Black Baron. Search for Wrangle Black Baron. You'll probably find him. Jake R080. Thank you very much for the follow, Jake. Welcome to the channel. 3.3 billion. That's climbing alarmingly now. I mean, I know I am still investing very heavily in my economy and getting all of these societal developments up. What's the closest? 130 is the closest. So yeah, the academic base is the one that's going to go up the quickest. It's currently improving rapidly. There we go. Improving, rapidly, slowly. And then improving. So I wonder if that's capped at 5. No, the other's just been adding 1. Then the poverty rate going up now at 3.25. Okay, good. It's gonna be a while until that's fixed, though. Can't solve these issues overnight, unfortunately. And we can now hire those foreign instructors to get our army professionalism up. Are there any other promotions? Yeah, this one. 250 million. And for 45 days we'll have faster military factory construction, but that's irrelevant. We'll also get a new military factory, and that just increases GDP. Okay, we'll wait until we have the 75, because this is going to give another 25 anyway. Is there anything which I can spend just 25 points on? Pointless, pointless, pointless. Pointless. Yuri's got the most influence at the moment. I know it's a weird question, but what are the current wars? We've got the Uralisk Magadan Mandate, Divine Mandate War. We've got the Komi Western Revolutionary Front Samaran War. We've got the Magnitogorsk Ural League War. We've got the Pavlodar Konstantine War. Oh, I don't think there are any others. And the Gross Afrikaner Reichsstadt has just become one massive DMZ. That's interesting. Yeah, I think it's just those. So it's only Russia that's fighting right now. And there's a lot of fighting going on in Russia. The West Russian Revolutionary Front has defeated the Komi Republic. Go Zhukov! And Samara only gained a tiny... Nope, Samara just lost that tiny bit. Are these two at war? No. So, West Russian Revolutionary Front, I think, gained by far and away the most in that conflict. Install regional posadniks. Done. So now I would say... let's promote the new culture. Yeah. Decadence is the bane of civilizations. As a nation grows strong, it loses the old ways, forgets its roots and its ancestors. The seeds of Russia were once planted by the Kievan Rus, a fading memory preserved only in libraries. King Rurik II wishes to remedy this disaster through the use of mass media and government contracts with manufacturers. The old will become the new. Architectural designs will try to mimic those of the medieval age. Television will broadcast movies based on ancient epics. Folk music shall bloom to dominate the industry. Tales of old hags and three-headed dragons will enter the kindergarten curriculums. The noble houses will recover the flags of old. Officers shall be given ceremonial battle axes. Laws preserving the forests and the hills will be put into place. The new kingdom will emulate the old one. Ceremonial battle axes. No swords here. This mod is multiplayer compatible. I'm just not sure how good it would be multiplayer. Just to clarify that. You can do it multiplayer. Far Traveller. I almost misread that. And C. Cardinal, thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. The Ural military district defeated the thief territory of Yugra. So the thief territory is no more. The Committee for the Liberation of the Russia declared war on the West Russian Revolutionary Front. This is going to be a big fight. What are the odds? I mean, Zhukov's on one side, which is going to be bad for the liberation. 12 to 20 factories, that's probably about 17 versus a lot more. 17's their minimum, so they've got about probably 25. And then divisions, so you've got 7? It's probably 9. So industrially, Samara should take it. But they are up against Zhukov. And Zhukov does have the bigger army right now. It really depends how much damage they took fighting the previous one. The Ural League has defeated the People's Republic of Magnitogorsk. No! Not the crazy scientists! 0.6. These are still rising at roughly the same rate. Ah, and now we can invest in the military-industrial complex. Here we are, 250 million, so hopefully that increased GDP is not just a slight increase to GDP. Do it. Do it now. And then we can probably invest in construction, because that does moderately increase GDP. And only costs 100 million. It's actually quite cheap. The Indonesian War. We prefer independence with poverty to servitude with plenty. Soko Torre, the Pacifica Light. Free Indonesia declared war on Indonesia. Is there a space race? Yes, I think so. Because Italy just launched their first rocket. So, yeah, there is. I don't know exactly how it's done. I think it might be their focus. Oh no, that's a very small Italian focus tree. There is one. I don't know how it's done, though. Germany got the first person on the moon, yeah, but it escalated right after that with, like, Japan saying, we'll be on Mars, and America saying, we're going to establish the first colony on the moon. And then Germany going, yeah, we'll nuke you both. But more than that, I don't know, because I haven't played as those great powers. The Ural military district declared war on the Vorkuta Corrective labor camp. There's an entire state which is considered a labor camp? Ural military district. That's around here somewhere. There. It's up here. Vasily Blokhin. Some men have strict moral codes. Vasily abandoned them long ago. When he became the chief executioner of the People's Commissariat of Internal... Oh dear, he's the chief executioner of the NKVD. What a lovely place. A state ruled by a chief executioner. Good luck, Svedovisk. I wish you good fortunes in this conflict. Oh, you got Rokozovsky. You should be fine. Two great generals next to each other. Rokozovsky and Zhukov. Interesting. Russian Australia. Slightly worse. I don't think Australia was ever governed by the chief executioner. And, right. Royal Edict time, maybe? No, I think that this is actually a pretty good place to stop. We shall leave this with a national focus pending for next time. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, be sure to hit that follow button so you get notifications when we are live again in the future. And I'm just going to go and check my schedule so I can tell you when we're going to be playing this next. So the next scheduled Hearts of Iron 4 is going to be Thursday evening, 10 PM until about 2 AM. That is, of course, going to be Kemerovo, because I am loving this series. It is really, really good. It's a breath of fresh air, and it's just so well implemented. I'm very excited to do some more. I will be back tomorrow regularly, however, starting at 5 PM for some Total War Saga Thrones of Britannia, continuing the Gwynedd campaign, hopefully forming Wales. And then after that is going to be the beginner-friendly series for Europa Universalis 4, where we are playing as Castile, starting at 10 PM BST. So if you would like to get notifications of when those go live, then be sure to hit that follow button so you get those notifications. Or if you just want to show your support and want to see more of this type of thing in the future, it would be great to have you joining us. I do have a YouTube channel, which you can find at youtube.com/Mordred Viking. There is a whole bunch of other Hearts of Iron 4 content up there if you haven't had your fill. Much of it from Kaiserreich, which is basically this, but what if Germany had won the First World War as opposed to the Second World War? And also many, many other games, of course. I do have a Patreon if you want to support the channel that way, or you can, of course, become a subscriber here on Twitch, and I'm saying, of course, an awful lot. And then finally, I do have a Discord, which is where the community hangs out. They're a very cool bunch, and it would be a real pleasure to see some new faces over there. I will also say that the Europa Universalis 4 Community Clash resumes on Saturday. Saturday will be the first stream for that. Applications for players opens tomorrow. So if you want to join a community multiplayer of Europa Universalis 4, then please head over to our Discord. You will find all of the details there in the announcements tab, and that will open up, like I said, to the community at large tomorrow. And it would be great to have you joining us for that as well. If you are not wanting to play Europa Universalis, that's fine. It will be streamed. I am doing a commentated version, as I have done in the past. This is Season 4, so we're a bit of an old hat at this. Anyway, that's it for me for now. Let's go and find who to raid. Pass on some of the love. Thanks again to Shen for the raid. Always love seeing you guys. Let's see who's on. Actually, again, I'm going to see if anyone else is doing this mod. So far, I haven't got lucky. It still seems to be flying a little bit under the radar, which I'm still astonished by. Nope. Too many people doing multiplayer. Someone doing Kaiserreich. Shocked that not more people are playing this. Alright, let's see who of my regular crew is on, and we'll go and raid one of them. Oops. Come on. Let's go and raid Sir Squire. That's always a good one to do. Sir Squire is an absolutely lovely chap. He does a fantastic stream, which is very much open to community interaction. If you have not had your fill of polls from this stream, then you will definitely get a lot of interaction from Sir Squire, so head on over there, say hello. You should also definitely follow. I'm just going to add that one in there. If you have not yet followed Sir Squire, you should definitely do so. I will save why for when it happens. Just going to throw that one in. Tika Killer Monk, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Anyway, that's it for me. When we raid, I would love to see his chat lit up with Viking raid just like this. Or, if you are a subscriber and have access to our awesome emotes, then go ahead and use that one. So just copy and paste that. And I shall see you next time. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Remember, hit that follow button on Sir Squire's channel, because it is so Worth it. Until next time. Bye, everyone.
Oh, God.